हिंदुस्तान की हिफाजत, हिंदुस्तान की रक्षा।
Hello and welcome to this edition of Express News. I'm Rukma. Welcome to this edition in which we bring you the top 100 stories making headlines across India and the world. Well, President's rule has been imposed in Maharashtra with after political parties failed to garner support to form the government in the state. President Ramnath Kovind gives assent for imposition of President's rule in this regard in the evening. Union Cabinet meets in New Delhi to discuss political situation in the state based on Governor's report and recommends President's rule in Maharashtra. Statement from Raj Bhavan says Governor of Maharashtra Bhagat Singh Koshyari, having been satisfied that as Government of Maharashtra cannot be carried out in accordance with the Constitution, has today submitted a report as contemplated by the provisions of Article 356 of the Constitution for President's rule. Meanwhile, the Shiv Sena moves Supreme Court against Governor's refusal for extra time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs meeting of cabinet ministers before leaving for Brazil to attend BRICS summit to discuss stalemate in Maharashtra, where no party has been able to form the government after the assembly polls last month. Lok Janshakti Party President Chirag Paswan announces on Tuesday his party will contest 50 seats in the Jharkhand Assembly elections scheduled to be held in 5 phases between November 30th and December 20th. And Paswan says he wanted the party to contest with the BJP in the upcoming elections, but they did not respond to the letter which he had written to senior BJP leaders. He said LJP had demanded only 6 seats in the areas where the BJP had performed badly in the previous polls. Prime Minister Narendra Modi departs for Brasilia in Brazil. He will be taking part in this year's BRICS summit on 13th and 14th of November. In his departure statement, Prime Minister says, I quote, I would be taking part in this year's BRICS summit being held in Brazil on the 13th and the 14th of November. The summit's theme is economic growth for an innovative future. I look forward to holding discussions with BRICS leaders on greater cooperation in a wide range of areas. In his departure statement, Prime Minister also says, on the sidelines of the BRICS summit, I would be addressing the BRICS Business Forum and interacting with BRICS Business Council as well as a new development bank. Improving economic linkages augur well for the BRICS nations. Prime Minister also says visit to Brazil will give me an opportunity to hold talks with President Jair Bolsonaro on ways to deepen India-Brazil strategic partnership. There is great potential in sectors like trade, defense, agriculture and energy. This will be the 6th time that Prime Minister Modi will be participating in the BRICS summit, his first being at Fortaleza, also in Brazil in 2014. The Prime Minister is scheduled to hold separate bilateral meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese Premier Xi Jinping. Prime Minister Modi will also attend the BRICS Business Forum closing ceremony and the close and plenary sessions of the 11th BRICS Summit. 550th birth anniversary of Sikhism's founder Guru Nanak Dev being celebrated all over the country in several parts of the world as Prakash Parv. Guru Nanak Dev was born on the full moon day of Kartik month in 1469. Every year, Prakash Parv is celebrated on this day, also known as Kartik Purnima. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was a philosopher, social reformer, thinker and poet. Devotees organized langar at various places on the occasion. President Ramnath Kovind paid obeisance today at the historic Gurdwara Bar Sahib in Sultanpur Lodi on the occasion of the 550th birth anniversary celebrations of the Sikhism's founder Guru Nanak Dev. President Kovind visited the pandals put up by the Punjab government and the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. Chief Minister Captain Amarendra Singh received the President after paying obeisance at the Gurdwara. Shiromani Akali Dal Patriarch Prakash Singh Badal also offers prayers at the Gurdwara. Akali President Sukhbir Singh Badal and former Minister Bikram Singh Majithia welcomed the President. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu extends greetings and good wishes to the people on the auspicious occasion of 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu tweets saying Guru Nanak Dev Ji was a shining apostle of the sublime spiritual ethos of India. He truly democratized religion by making spiritual truths easily understandable for common man. He rejected rituals and superstitions and kindled devotion to the Supreme God. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu says Guru Nanak Dev Ji taught ethical and compassionate ways to lead lives of satisfaction and fulfillment. He was an icon of truth, compassion and righteousness. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extends greetings on the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev, saying it is a day to fulfill his dream of a just, inclusive and harmonious society. PM Modi shares video on the occasion. In a tweet, the Prime Minister says, today on the very special occasion of the 550th Prakash Parv of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, my greetings to everyone. This is a day to rededicate ourselves to fulfilling Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji's dream of a just, inclusive and harmonious society. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar today visited the Huzur Sahib Sachkhand Gurdwara at Nanded in Maharashtra. He also participated in the 550 saplings plantation event. He also inaugurated an exhibition organized by the government which showcases the life journey of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Celebrations to mark Prakash Parv are already underway across the country with gurdwaras decorated and kirtans being held. Today being the 15th lunar day of the month of Kartik as per the traditional Hindu calendar, festival of Kartik Purnima is also being celebrated with great fervour and zeal all across India. On this day, Hindus believe it to be auspicious to perform a snan, a bathing ritual and worship gods and goddesses. As per Hindu mythology, Hindu gods descended to earth in the sacred rivers on this day, and therefore by taking a holy dip, devotees receive divine blessings of all the gods. Kartik Purnima is also known as Tripuri Purnima or Tripurari Purnima, as it commemorates the victory of Lord Shiva over the demon Tripusura. A large number of devotees take a holy dip in the river Saryu. In Ayodhya, people began flocking to the Ghat since the early hours amid Vedic chants. In Jammu and Kashmir, train services on Srinagar-Baramulla section of the Northern Railways resumed today. Northern Railways officials said 2 pairs of trains will run between Srinagar and North Kashmir's Baramulla station and vice versa. The section is 57 kilometers long with a total of 7 stations, including Srinagar and Baramulla stations. Officials say the first train with 50 passengers on board departed from Srinagar's Nogam railway station at 10:05 hours while passing through Budgam and other 4 smaller stations. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists were gunned down and an army soldier was injured in an encounter between ultras and security forces at Gandarbal district. Security forces launched a cordon and search operation in Kulan area of the central Kashmir district in the morning following inputs about the presence of terrorists. During the search, the ultras who were in hiding fired upon the security forces who retaliated. 2 terrorists were killed during the gunfight. An army soldier was also injured and rushed to a medical facility for treatment. Public Service Broadcasting Day is being celebrated today. The day is celebrated every year to commemorate the first and last visit of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, to the studios of All India Radio, Delhi in 1947. Mahatma Gandhi addressed the displaced who had temporarily settled in Kurukshetra in Haryana after partition. Conveying his best wishes to millions of listeners of All India Radio, Prasar Bharati Chairman Dr. A. Surya Prakash said it is a significant day in history as Mahatma Gandhi visited the AIR studios. Prasar Bharati Chairman Dr. A. Surya Prakash also says Prasar Bharati has been given the responsibility of public service broadcasting and to deepen the democratic traditions and provide opportunities to all diverse communities and cultures. He reiterated that Prasar Bharati will continue to strive to do that for the people. Israel killed Baha Abu al-Atta, top commander of Palestinian militant group Islamic Jihad in the Gaza Strip. 1 woman also died in the blast. As a result, Palestinian militants have launched a salvo of rockets into Israel after Israel killed Baha Abu al-Atta, the top commander of Islamic Jihad. Bolivian President Evo Morales has been granted political asylum in Mexico. Mexican authorities have issued a picture of Morales on board. Unrest continues in the streets of La Paz following President Evo Morales' resignation. Meanwhile, police have stepped up security as further violence is expected in the country. New fires broke out in New South Wales, adding to the prevailing blazes that have been scorching the state. Authorities have warned residents to flee and find shelter as early as possible. Spain's King Philippe VI and Queen Letizia are on a 3-day visit to the Caribbean nations. The royal couple have reached Havana, marking the 500th anniversary of Havana's founding. On the second leg of their visit, the couple will visit Santiago. President of Mongolia, Khaltmagin Batulga, awarded American citizen Mirna Ann Atkins with the State High Decoration of Mongolia, the Order of the Polar Star, for her valuable contribution to the development of bilateral friendly relations and cooperation. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter admitted to an Atlanta hospital for procedure to relieve brain pressure from bleeding caused by recent falls. He has been admitted to hospital 3 weeks after falling at his home. French President Emmanuel Macron welcomes United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres to Élysée Palace on the occasion of the Paris Peace Forum, held to mark the anniversary of World War I. France's President Emmanuel Macron inaugurates a memorial monument to pay tribute to 549 French soldiers killed in overseas operations since 1963. Peng Liyuan, wife of Chinese President Xi Jinping, visits Benaki Museum in central Athens. She was accompanied by Vlasia Pavlopoulou Peltsemi, wife of the Greek president. Poland observes Independence Day. Members of far-right movements from across Europe gather in Warsaw to take part in an annual event that has become a focus of tension between nationalists and liberals. Violent unrest continues in Hong Kong. Police use water cannons to disperse protesters in Mong Kok district. Following a weekend of clashes across the Chinese ruled territory, Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam says the rioters were destroying society. Chilean capital plagued with violent anti-government protests with a violent clash between security forces and protesters in the streets of Santiago. Police had to fire tear gas and water cannons to cope with the situation. Hundreds of people thronged streets of central Barcelona in solidarity with Catalan pro-independence protesters. Protesters blocked a crossing on the Spain-France border, turning the demonstrations to be more violent. At least 5 killed, more than dozens injured in 3 bomb explosions in northeastern Syrian city of Qamishli. At least 15 people killed and others injured in a train accident. Accident occurred when 2 trains collided in Brahmanbaria region of Bangladesh. Vietnam court sentences 70-year-old Vietnamese Australian Chow Van Kham to 12 years in prison after finding him guilty of terrorism. Trains delayed in Chicago as region is witnessing early snow. Snow comes as a result of an Arctic cold front delivering winter weather to the central, southern and eastern parts of the United States. Earthquake of 5.4 magnitude jolted from Lyon and to Montélimar region of France, although no loss of life has been reported till reports last came in. Typhoon Nakri wreaking havoc in southern Vietnam. Heavy rainfall in the region has caused floods, which is adversely impacting commuters. Himachal Pradesh Governor Bandaru Dattatreya inaugurates 4-day-long International Lavi Fair in Shimla. Governor also inaugurates Kinnori Market and the exhibitions put up by various organizations. In New York, 2-day exhibition showcases Ryokan of Japanese confectionery is catching eyeballs. Ryokan is made out of adzuki beans, sugar and agar and is given an American touch. Hundreds of vintage car fans gather in Mall La Route to celebrate 30th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall with a historic cruise in East German retro vehicles. Trabi's vehicles were manufactured in communist-ruled East Germany. New app developed to tell which food is healthy as per your DNA. App DNA Nudge offers to analyze DNA less than an hour. Russ Mantle, 67-year Russ Mantle created a piece of history by becoming the first Briton to clock up 1 million registered miles in his lifetime. Ukrainian pilot Oleksiy Popov becomes third Ukrainian to spend 46 flight hours flying more than 12,000 kilometers. He flew over America, Canada, Greenland, the Atlantic Ocean, Iceland and Europe on this aircraft. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan attends mass tree planting event. Over 11 million plants planted in 3 hours during tree planting ceremony under Breath of the Future campaign. Young flamingo in Russia's northern Sakha Republic ends up in a bit of a flap. When it turned up, the bird was spotted by local farmers of Khatin Sisi village, although flamingo's condition was deemed to be satisfactory now. 5-year-old Juliana Pig and her owner Tatiana Danilova provide relief to passengers at San Francisco Airport. The female pig is a part of WAG Brigade, which is a program that brings trained therapy animals to the airport to cheer up passengers. World number 1 Rafael Nadal makes disappointing start at ATP finals as he suffers first career loss to Germany's reigning champion Alexander Zverev by 6-2, 6-4. Defending champion Alexander Zverev pulls off another huge win at the ATP finals, thrashing world number 1 Rafael Nadal for the first time. Nadal had a 5-0 record against Zverev but had a mistake-filled performance at the O2 Arena as the German eased to a 6-2, 6-4 victory. Stefanos Tsitsipas beats Daniil Medvedev 7-6, 6-4 in high-quality battle of the debutants at the ATP finals. Tsitsipas, who became the first Greek player to qualify for the tournament, had lost all 5 previous matches against the Russian, but turned the tables in impressive fashion. Real Madrid soccer star Gareth Bale trains with the Wales national squad near Cardiff despite not having taken part in a first-team training session for Real in almost a month. Bale tore a calf muscle in Wales' last Euro 2020 qualifier against Croatia on October 13th and has been excluded from training by Real Madrid since then. Coaches meeting at UEFA's headquarters in Nyon, Switzerland comes after another controversial weekend for video-assisted referee in the Premier League, in which the technology led to a Sheffield United goal being disallowed for offside against Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City, being denied a penalty for handball against Liverpool. The coaches said video-assisted referee technology needs to be improved. England winger Raheem Sterling dropped from the squad to face Montenegro in Euro 2020 qualifier at Wembley after disturbance at the national team's training camp. Football Association confirms Raheem Sterling will not be considered for Euro 2020 qualifier against Montenegro. American Alberto Salazar, who has coached some of the world's top distance runners, has appealed against his 4-year ban. For doping violations, Salazar was given a 4-year ban by the US anti-doping agency for orchestrating and facilitating prohibited doping conduct as head coach for a camp designed primarily to develop US endurance athletes. Shakhtar Donetsk's Brazilian midfielder Tyson was sent off in a Ukrainian league match against visitors Dynamo Kiev for reacting to racist insults from the crowd. Following UEFA recommended protocol, the referee dismissed Tyson and restarted the game. Opening batsman Shai Hope strikes an unbeaten century as West Indies outplays Afghanistan by 5 wickets in third one-day international to complete a 3-0 series rout. West Indies player Shai Hope makes 109, builds crucial partnerships including an unbeaten 71-run stand with Roston Chase 42 not out to anchor West Indies' chase of 250 with 8 balls to spare. West Indies' batting all-rounder Roston Chase named man of the series for his 145 runs, including a highest of 94 in 3 matches in the tournament. Vishwanathan Anand brought all his experience into play on the final day of the Super Bet, Rapid and Blitz event in Bucharest. He finished third on 90.5 points, just 0.5 away from Sergei Karjakin and Levon Aronian. Aronian eventually won the competition, beating Karjakin in a playoff. Former all-rounder Shane Watson appointed president of the Australian Cricketers Association, a position he says will help him give back to the game. Bangladesh all-rounder Shakib Al Hasan, currently serving an ICC-imposed year-long ban from cricket, did not find a place in the latest T20 rankings released by the world body. Shakib was ranked second in the all-rounders list before he was banned last month by ICC for failure to report corrupt approaches from a bookie. England's David Malan And Australia's captain Aaron Finch move up in recent ICC T20 player rankings. Malan grabs third position in the batsmen's list. England skipper Ian Morgan and New Zealand opener Martin Guptill also make notable movements to take joint ninth place, while Johnny Bairstow reaches career best 498 rating points and is in the top 40 for the first time. Indian team set to play maiden day-night test against Bangladesh at historic Eden Gardens from November 20th to 26th. That has seen the team management request the Madhya Pradesh Cricket Association to organize training for Virat Kohli and boys. Speaking to INS, former MPCA secretary says association is more than happy to help players adapt to the pink ball in Indore. Sri Lanka becomes the first South Asian nation to criminalize several offences related to match fixing as its parliament passes all three readings of a bill labelled Prevention of Offences Related to Sports. If a person is found guilty of committing an offence related to corruption in sports, he may find himself jailed for a term of up to 10 years and he will also be required to pay various fines. Indian shooter Saurav Chaudhary claims silver medal in men's 10-meter air pistol event to continue India's surge at 14th Asian Championship in Doha. The 17-year-old shot 244.5 to finish second on the podium behind North Korea's Kim Song-wook, who won the gold with a world record of 246.5. Frank Grillo and Maggie Q are teaming up for thriller drama Cutman. Grillo will play a forgotten out-of-work boxer who begins working as the muscle for a local gangster. His life changes when he meets a young girl whose mother is a heroin addict, to be played by Maggie. The film will be directed by Michael Mela and written by Tiffany Heath. Netflix announces that the second season of stalker drama You is set to start streaming from December 26th. 2019 Glamour Women of the Year awards have officially kicked off and the industry's biggest power players came to slay in both the fashion and work. Women from all over showed up for this special occasion in New York City. Making this awards ceremony extra special is the fact that Glamour magazine is celebrating fearless female leaders, trailblazers and rule breakers who continue to shatter glass ceilings. Motherless Brooklyn will release in India on November 15th. Edward Norton's crime drama Motherless Brooklyn is based on the 1999 novel by Jonathan Lethem. It follows Lionel Asrog, a young man who works for a small-time mobster in Brooklyn while struggling with an intense case of Tourette syndrome. First trailer for the new animated Scooby-Doo movie is out. The reimagining of the classic cartoon has quite the star-studded cast. Will Forte voices Shaggy, while Zac Efron is Fred. As for the female members of the group, Amanda Seyfried lends her vocals to Daphne and Gina Rodriguez plays Velma. Film Bazigar completed successful 26 years of release today. Kajol shares a quirky post celebrating the film's success. Even after 26 years, the film is still fresh in the mind and can be watched over and over again by all, she writes. Akshay Kumar's spy thriller Bell Bottom to hit silver screen on January 2021 for the first time. Akshay is set to collaborate with Vashu Bhagnani in the upcoming project. Ajay Devgan's much-awaited film Maidan, which is based on the golden years of Indian football, is all set to release on 27th November 2020. Film also stars National Award winner Kirti Suresh. Ranveer Singh, who plays former Indian cricket captain Kapil Dev in '83, hit it at the park as Kapil Dev in a new photo. The actor is looking at the ball after playing the famous Nataraj shot. The much-awaited film releases on April 10th, 2020. Imran Hashmi and Amitabh Bachchan's Chehre gets new release date. Mystery thriller Chehre to be released now on April 24th. Actress Shruti Hassan to lend her voice to the character of Elsa in Tamil version of Hollywood animated movie Frozen 2. Shruti will also be singing 3 songs for the film. Shooting for Kangana Ranaut's Tara Thalaivi, a biopic on Jayalalitha, late Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, begins. One of the producers shares the exciting news, posting the picture of the clapperboard. Ajay Devgan, known for his expressive eyes and relevant performances in films, already completed 30 years in the industry. In fact, his upcoming period drama Tanhaji, The Unsung Warrior, is Ajay Devgan's 100th film. Aamir Khan begins shooting for much-awaited film Lal Singh Chadha. Superstar is shooting in Punjab these days. Ayushmann Khurrana's Andhadhun to release in Japan on November 15. Filmmaker Sriram Raghavan's thriller Andhadhun, starring Ayushmann Khurrana, received a lot of love and appreciation from all quarters. The film won Khurrana a national award as Best Actor. California Gallery preparing to auction more than 1,500 rare items from Disneyland and Walt Disney World dating back to the iconic theme parks founding in the 1950s. There will also be familiar characters up for sale, including animatronic birds from the Enchanted Tiki Room, a bronze statue of Mickey Mouse, and an It's a Small World animatronic doll. And that's all we have for you in today's edition of Express News. We'll be back again tomorrow with the top 100 stories on DD India. Stay tuned. Namaskar.